Now we will design the rectangular water tank resting on ground by approximate method. Do the analysis and design of a water tank resting on ground of size of effective length 6 meters, width 5 meters in plan and 4.15 meters deep. Use M30 grade concrete and Fe415 steel. Weather condition is severe and take freeboard equal to 150 mm. In case of approximate method, there can be two cases. That is, one is L by B less than 2 and another is L by B greater than 2. Okay. Our L is 6 meters and B is 5 meters. So that ratio is 1.2. So we fall in this case 1, which is less than 2. Okay. So in this case, tank wall behave as continuous frame subjected to hydrostatic pressure. The bottom part of height larger of 1 meter and wall height by 4 acts as cantilever, and the area above this acts as continuous frame. Okay. So let me take a cross section over here and a cross section over here, which is shown over here. That is for long and short wall. Okay. So this purple portion, right? This height h acts as a cantilever, and the above portion acts as a continuous frame. So this height h has to be greater of h by 4 or 1 meter. Our h is 4, so this small h is 1 meter in our case. Okay. Now this above portion which acts as continuous frame is shown over here. Okay. The first step is that we are considering all edges to be fixed. Okay. So we will see how to do the analysis as we move further. Okay. Now these are the direct tension pool in the shorter wall and the longer wall. Okay. T1 is for short wall and T2 is for long wall. So these are the formula for finding T1 and T2. This is W into H minus H. Okay. What is this? So we are considering this portion. Okay. We are finding the tensile pull for this portion. Okay. The portion below is acting as cantilever. Okay. So we are finding the tension pull for this continuous frame. So over here the pressure is W into H minus H, where H minus H is this height. Okay. So this is the pressure acting over here. So that is what we are taking over here. Into L into divided by 2 gives T1, and into B divided by 2 gives us T2. Okay, right. Now let us move further. The ratio of L by 2 is equal to 6 by 5 is equal to 1 by 2. So we fall in this case 1. Analysis of horizontal moment in long column or in long wall. Okay. So we are doing the analysis of long wall. Okay. First. Okay. The h is larger of 1 and h by 4. So h is equal to 1 and capital H is equal to 4, right? Now the fixed end moment at AB. Okay. So this is AB. Okay. So fixed end moment over here is WL square by 8. We know. Okay. For UDL. Fixed end moment over here is WL square by 12. WL square by 8. Sorry. It is WL square by 12. WL square by 12. Okay. So we are taking the same, where over here the pressure is W into H minus H. Okay, this is the force, so we are taking that. Okay, so into L square divided by 12, this is equal to 90 kilonewton meter. L is 6 meters, W is 10 kilonewton per meter cube, and fixed end moment at AD, this is AD, right? So W L square by 12 over here, that is, instead of L it will be B, because this is B, right? So it will be B square. So that is equal to 62.5. B is 5 meters, W is 10 kilonewton per meter cube. Okay. Now we can see that this moment AB is 90 and AD is 62.5. So they are not equal and opposite. Okay. So to make so what will we have to do? We'll have to find the unbalanced moment, and then that unbalanced moment has to be distributed through moment distribution. Okay. So point okay, at the common edge A, you can say joint. Okay. We can see that the moment AB is 90, moment AD is 62.5 are different. Okay. And this difference in moment is called the unbalanced moment, which has to be distributed by the moment distribution method to get equal and opposite method moment. to satisfy the equilibrium. As the frame is symmetrical about both the axes, the moment distribution at joint A is only needed to be done, which will be the same for edges C, B and D. Okay, so whatever final moment we get over here, okay, after doing the moment distribution, same will be for joint B, joint C and joint D, because our rectangular frame is symmetrical about both the axes. Okay, now let us do the moment distribution taking joint A. This is member AB, member AB, this is member AD, member AD. Okay, this is a distribution factor. Fixed end moment, this is 90, this is 62.5, this is the balance moment. Okay, and these are the final moments, right? So we found that this moment now has reduced from 90 to 77.4875, and this has increased from 62.5 to 77.4875. So the final moment at joint A is 77.4875. Okay, similarly at B, C and D. Okay, right. So let us find now for the long wall. Okay, the bending moment horizontal at support in on long wall of the long wall. This is what which we found. AB, that is 77.4875. Okay, negative sign indicates that the tension is on the liquid phase. This is horizontal moment, that is negative sign means it is sagging, it is hogging moment. Okay, so tension will be on the liquid phase. Let me show you the drawing. Okay, so we are talking about the horizontal moment, right? So over here the moment is we are talking about the long one. So over here the moment is minus 77 point something. Okay, so minus means the tension will be on the liquid phase side. Okay, so that is what this means. Okay, okay, now finding the bending moment at the center, right? So bending moment at the center, simple. First, we considered all the edges to be fixed. So we found the moment as WL square by 12, WL square by 12, and this total has to be WL square by 8. Okay. Now this was 90. Okay. But after doing moment distribution, this turned out to be 77.4875. So this was reduced from 90 to 77.4875. Okay, so this was 90, now this is 77. Okay, but still this has to be WL square by 8. Okay, so to find this sagging moment, what we have to do, WL square by 8 minus this moment. So WL square by 8 minus this moment, that is equal to 57.125. This is your sagging moment, positive. Okay, positive means tension will be on the outer side. Okay, so we are seeing the horizontal moment. So okay, tension means the sagging moment means the tension will be on the outer side, outer face. Okay, okay. Now vertical moment, simple vertical moment. So we know this portion is acting as a cantilever. Okay, so we can find this P, simple. This is WH, this is H. So WH into H into 0.5 into H by 3 will give you the moment about this phase, right? So that is given by this formula, WH into H square by 6, which is equal to minus 6.667 kilonewton. Again, minus sign indicates tension on the liquid phase, right? So let us see the drawing. This is vertical moment. So our vertical moment is negative, that is minus 6.667. So that will give tension on the liquid phase side. Okay, so this portion is acting as a cantilever, and this portion is acting as a continuous frame. Okay, so for this cantilever length, okay, you can say in this height there is a cantilever action. For that, the maximum moment found at the bottom is minus 6.667. Okay, so we will have to design this for that, and for this area will be designed as a continuous frame. Okay, so that is what which we got for the long wall. Okay, so for long wall we have to see this. Okay, this is for long wall, cantilever action for the long wall, cantilever action for the short wall. Okay, okay. So now coming to the direct tension in long wall, this is a formula which we just saw above. So that is equal to 75 kilonewton. Okay. Now analysis for the horizontal moment in short wall. The bending moment, horizontal support of the short wall, bending moment is the same. Okay, because this is AB and this is AD. Okay, so this is AD, right? So this is AD over here, right? Please take it, this is AD. Okay, okay, right. So this is what we have already found, that is 77.4875. Now finding the horizontal moment, sagging moment at the center of the short wall, that is this same. The fixed end moment over here was 77. Now it was first it was 62.5. Now it has increased to 77, right? So this will decrease, right? So we have to take WL square by 8 minus AD. So that is found to be 16.265. So this is a sagging moment at the center. Again, let us see on the figure. This is negative moment at the support and positive moment at the center. So for the short span, this is negative moment, so tension will be on the water phase. This is positive moment, so the tension will be on the outer phase, right? Now vertical moment on the base of the short wall will remain the same as for the long wall, that is minus 6.667. Okay. The negative sign indicates tension. This is the cantilever action, and the moment over here is negative, so tension will be on the water side, and over here it will be on the outer side. Okay. Now direct pull, this is a formula, and which turns out to be 90 kilonewton. Okay. So this is how we completed the analysis using approximate method, right? Approximate method are very uneconomical, and they give very large section and heavy steel. Okay, as compared to that code coefficient given in IS 3370. So this is the summary of the moments and the direct tension which we found above for long walls. Support, negative moment at support, positive moment at mid span, cantilever action for short span, negative moment at support, positive moment at mid span, and cantilever moment. Okay. Now we will start with the design criteria. For small cantilever wall tank up to 50-meter cube at location where there is difficulty in providing M30 grade concrete, we can use M25 grade of concrete as per IS 370 part 1. But the volume of our tank is 120 kilonewton meter cube, that is 6 meter is length, 5 meter is width, and 4 meter is height. That turns out to be 120 meter cube, which is greater than 50 meter cube. So we will have to use minimum M30 grade concrete. Fy is 415. Nominal cover assumed is 45 mm as per table 16 IS 456 2000. Minimum reinforcement for wall is as shown over here. When the thickness of wall is less than or equal to 500 mm, then this is divided into two parts, that is surface zone 1, surface zone 2, and this area of steel to be provided over here has to be d by 2 into 1 meter into 0.24 is the minimum percentage of steel. Okay. For the wall length less than 15 meter, minimum percentage of steel to be provided in perpendicular direction. Okay, in both the perpendicular direction, that is horizontal and vertical, should not be less than 0.24. But if the length was found to be greater than 15 meters, then the percentage of steel should be, minimum percentage steel should be 0.35 percentage. Okay, this is for HYSD bar. Okay, please remember. Okay, when the thickness of the wall is greater than 500, then the in between area has to be ignored. You have to take this steel, you have to find this minimum steel equal to 250 mm into 1 meter is the cross sectional area into 0.24, and the bottom steel over here will be 250 into 1 meter into 0.24, right? So this is the horizontal steel, which the steel you have to provide this minimum steel about both in both perpendicular direction, right? That is horizontal and vertical. Over here also horizontal and vertical. Okay. Now minimum reinforcement for the ground slab, for slab up to 200 mm, okay, in top 100 mm, that is d by 2. 100 divided by 2 is 200 divided by 2 is 100 mm, so that is d by 2. D by 2 into 1 meter into 0.3 is the steel to be provided in both the direction, that is in x direction and in y direction, right? And no bottom steel reinforcement is required in this case. In slab up to 300 mm, same, okay, d by 2, that is for top 150 mm, you have to provide 150 into 1 meter, that is cross sectional area, into 0.3%, that is the steel to be provided in both the direction, that is horizontal and vertical, okay. And at bottom you don't have to provide any reinforcement, okay. When your slab is up to 400 mm, that is greater than 300 mm and up to 400 mm, then you have to provide the steel in this area, that is at the top of the slab, in both the direction, as 200 into 1 meter into 0.3, that is horizontal, and this is along x direction and this is along y direction, right? Similarly, at bottom you have to provide steel equal to 50 mm into 1 meter, that is cross sectional area, into 0.3% in both the direction, right? Okay, in x and y direction. Now if the slab is over 400, okay, this is greater than 300 and up to 400, this is greater than 400, right? In this case you have to take this steel that you have to provide at top is 250 mm into 1 meter, that is cross section area, into 0.3%, that you have to provide minimum steel. That minimum steel has to be provided along x-axis and along y-axis. Similarly, at bottom 100 into 1 meter into 0.3, both in x-axis and y-axis, okay. So this is the minimum steel that you have to provide for the ground slab. Now the permissible stress in concrete for strength design, for the strength design, okay, sigma CBC is 8.5 and 10 for M25 and 30. Sigma C is 6 and 8, okay, and modular ratio is 280 by 3 sigma CBC prime. So permissible shear stress in steel for strength calculation in direct tension, bending and shear force for HYSD bar is taken as 130 Newton per mm square. Permissible shear stress for serviceability design, okay, is that is tension due to bending is 1.8 for M25 and 2 for M30. This is allowable, and in direct tension it is 1.3 and 1.5, okay. Now for shear stress in concrete, refer table 23 of IS 456 2000, page 84. Now the first step is we have to find the thickness of the wall, okay. So we are assuming the effective depth required for minimum steel 0.24% using table 71 of SP16. We are using table 71 because our grade of concrete is M30, and for M30 sigma CBC is 10, okay. So we are using this table. Now as we saw that in wall we will be considering minimum percentage steel 0.24. So let's start with that. PT assuming 0.24, and the corresponding steel we are using, that stress is 130 Newton per mm square. So the corresponding ratio M by BD square is 2.292, okay. So 0.292, so we will be using that ratio, okay. So take the maximum moment above from the above table, that is for both long and short wall, okay. We are going to provide same thickness for long and short wall, okay. So out of the all moments, that is including the horizontal moment and the vertical moment, you have to take the maximum moment, for which we have to find the thickness, okay. So the maximum moment is 77.48, okay. So for this moment putting the value of ratio of m by bd square equal to 0.292. So taking 0.292 over here, we get d equal to 515. So this is the effective depth, minimum effective depth that has to be provided. So let us assume the overall thickness is equal to 600 mm. So the effective depth d is equal to d minus clear cover minus the diameter of the bar by 2. So this is 600 minus clear cover, that is nominal cover we are assumed as 45, minus 16 by 2. 16 we are assuming to be the bar we are going to use in design. So the effective depth we are providing is 547, which is greater than 515, so it's okay, right? Now maximum horizontal moment support, that is hogging in long wall. Okay, so that is what we got, the maximum hogging moment in a horizontal moment hogging, that is 77.48. Okay, let us see over here. Okay, maximum horizontal moment at support is 77.4875. That is what we are taking. Okay, so okay, that is what we are taking over here. So this is for this moment you can find est1 using this formula, that is m divided by sigma st into jd. Simple, this is a stress diagram. T into lever arm is equal to moment, lever arm is jd, t is equal to sigma st into ast. So sigma st into ast into jd is equal to moment. So ast is equal to moment divided by sigma st jd, but sigma st is equal to 130. So this is found to be 1266, right? Now we have a direct tension pull in the long wall as 75 kilonewton. So AST2 can be found as T divided by sigma SE. This will give us the total steel, but we will provide steel equally distributed on two faces, that is 5 divided by 2. So the steel to be provided on each face, that is on the liquid face and on the outer face, will be 288.5. Okay, now as this is a hogging moment, okay, so the and these are the moments at support. Okay, so we have to provide this steel over here and here. Okay, so this is horizontal steel required for the hogging moment. This hogging moment is going to cause tension on the liquid phase, that is why we are providing the steel on the liquid phase, right? So this steel has to be equal to ast1 plus ast2, ast1 plus ast2, that is equal to 1555. Okay, and on the other face you have to provide this minimum ast2, this ast2, not minimum, this is required ast2. Okay, but this ast2 is less than minimum ast. What is minimum ast? Minimum ast for wall thickness greater than 500. Okay, we just saw over here, when the thickness of the wall is greater than 500, then the steel to be provided in this zone is 250 into 1 meter into 0.24, and this steel in this zone to be provided is 250 into 1 meter into 0.24, right? So that is what we are taking over here. 0.24 into 1 meter into 250, that is equal to 600. So at least 600 mm steel AST minimum has to be provided over here. Okay, so this is the area. So let us find the spacing. 1000 into area of bar divided by AST. We are going to use 16 mm dia bar. So the spacing found is 129.26. We will provide 16 mm about 125 mm on the liquid phase. Okay, okay, now this is the steel required at the support. Okay, but we are providing it through and through. Okay, so even at the center we are providing the same steel. Okay, now this is 600 mm which is to be provided over here, which we'll see later. Okay, now maximum horizontal moment near mid span. Okay, this is sagging moment. So for sagging moment, the tension is going to be on the outer face. So, and as this is sagging moment, the main steel will be at the center. So the maximum sagging moment, which we found above for long wall, is 57.5125. Okay. You can see in this table summary long wall 57.5125. Okay. So this is the moment. So EST1 turns out to be 939.5. Direct tension is 75. EST2 on each face is found to be 288.54. So this steel has to be EST1 plus EST2, that is 1228. And on the other side, okay, this provided steel has to be 288.5, but this is less than EST minimum, so we will provide 600. This steel is greater than 600, so we are providing this steel. If this was found to be less than 600, then we will have to provide 600 over here. Okay, so now this is the steel required at the center over here, but we have already provided at center over here as 1555, which is greater than 600, so that's satisfied. And over here this steel is required at the uh, face over here, right here and here. And so over here at face, or you can say at support, we are providing 1228, which is greater than 600, so that is also satisfied. Okay, so let us find the spacing. This is 1228, so spacing is equal to 100 into area of bar divided by ST. We are using 16 mm dia bar. The spacing is 163.8. We will provide 16 mm dia bar about 150 mm center to center. So we are providing 16 mm about 150 mm center to center. Now maximum vertical moment hogging. So as this is hogging, so tension will be on the water face. This is going to be your main steel, this is going to be your distribution steel. The moment maximum is 6.667. Required steel is 8108, which is less than 600, so provide 600 minimum on both the faces. Okay, okay. Now over here there will be no direct tension because there will be compression force due to the load from the top slab plus the dead weight of the wall. Okay, so tension reinforcement due to the direct tension will not be will be absent in this case. So for this, the spacing required, we will be using 12 mm dia bar. The spacing required is 188.8 mm center to center. Now, as I explained earlier in part 1, that the spacing should be reduced in case of water tanks, because lesser the spacing between the bars, smaller will be the crack width. Okay, so we don't want to get our spacing larger than 150 mm, or you can say 175 mm. So over here we get 12 mm about 175 mm, so that is satisfactory, right? So we will provide 12 mm dia bar about 175 mm, 12 mm dia bar about 175, and 12 mm dia bar about 175. That is satisfactory. Okay, so we will go for that. So this is how we do the steel detailing for the long wall. Now coming to the short wall, maximum horizontal moment at support hogging will be same as that for long wall. Okay, so provide the steel. This is the steel EST1 required for this moment. Direct tension in short wall is 90, so EST2 on each face is 346. Now we know that this is hogging moment, so the tension will be on the liquid phase. So the steel, main steel will be over here, main steel will be over here. Okay, now this steel is AST1 plus AST2, that is this plus this, that is 1612. Find the spacing which is greater than AST minimum, so it's okay, right? And this steel has to be provided on the outer face, but this is less than AST minimum, so you have to at least provide it 600 mm square area of steel over here, right? But we are not seeing this part now, we are just seeing this part. Okay, so this is 1612, so 1000 into area of bar divided by ST. we are using 16 dia bar, so this spacing is 124.7. We will provide 16 about 120. Okay, so these are actually support moments. Okay, the steel required over here and here, but we are taking this steel through and through. So even at center we are providing the same steel. Okay, so to keep the spacing of the bars, you can say same throughout. Okay, otherwise if you want you can reduce some steel in the center, but that then the detailing will become very complicated. It's up to the designer whether to reduce the diameter of the bar in center or not, but I prefer to keep the same dimension or same spacing and same diameter of the bar throughout the wall. Okay, so I have provided 16 throughout, though it is a little bit higher in at the center. Okay, this is what this is steel which is required at the support. Okay, not at the mid span, but still I have provided the same. So now coming to the maximum horizontal moment near mid span, that is sagging in short wall. The maximum is moment is this. For this you find AST1 equal to this, AST2 on each side of the wall is this. Now this is sagging moment, so tension will be at outer face. So the steel has to be provided at outer face, and the steel that you are providing this is required at the center. Okay, but I am providing the same at the supports also. Okay, so this is 611.61, which is greater than 600. So okay, this is 346, which is less than 600. So on other face you have to at least provide 600 square per meter. Okay, now so this spacing is found to be 1000 into area of bar divided by ST, that is equal to 8184.75 center to center. So I am reducing this spacing to 150 by providing alternate bar, that is 112 plus 110 and spacing I am reducing it to 150. Okay, so this bar or horizontal bar on the outer side of the short wall with a spacing 12 dia plus 10 dia bar alternate about 150 center to center. What does this mean? Say I am providing a 12 dia bar over here, then below that I am providing a 10 dia bar, then below that again 12 then below that again 10 and the spacing between each bar is 150 That is what I want to mean by this sentence. Okay, okay, so this is 600 which is required at the at this phase, right? But we are already providing 1612 at the center over here, so it is more than it is higher than actually required. Okay, it is higher, much higher than required, so it's okay. This is 600 required at the supports on this face, right? But we are providing 611.6, okay, which is greater than 600. So it is okay, provided it is higher than required, so it is okay. Okay, so I hope I have made my point clear. And now coming to the maximum vertical point hogging in the short wall, that is same as long wall. The steel for this moment is AST1 is 108. Direct tension is absent in this case, so there will be no AST2, but this steel is less than AST minimum, so we will provide AST minimum over here and AST minimum over here. Now as this is a hogging moment, so the tension will be on the liquid phase side, so that this will be the main steel, this will be the distribution steel. Okay, though both the area is same, but this will be considered as our main steel and this will be considered as a distribution steel. Okay, so for this area the spacing found, we are going to use 12 dia bar is a 188.3 square, we will provide 12 mm dia about 175 mm center to center, okay, on both the face, right? So this is how we do the steel detailing for long and short wall. Now the next very important point is check for the interaction formula. This sigma ct actual, sigma ct is the tension due to the direct pull, okay, direct tension pull, tension in concrete, okay. Then this is sigma cbc actual is the tension in concrete due to bending, okay. This sigma ct is the allowable direct tension, sigma cbt is the allowable bending tension, okay. This is shown in table on page 28, okay. So let us see page 28 over here, right? M30 sigma cbt is 2, sigma ct is 1.5. So this is the values which we are going to put in this formula, okay. 1.5 and 2, this two we have to find. Sigma ct actual is maximum tension divided by the sectional area, 600 is d, and for 1 meter is the height we are taking, okay. So 90 is the tension, 90 kilonewton is the maximum direct tension force. So this is equal to 0.15 newton per mm square. Maximum sigma cbt is maximum horizontal moment, that is the m divided by z. Z is the modulus of section, right? So that is found to be 1.55, okay. So putting this two value over here, 0.15 and 1.55, that is equal to 0.875, which is less than 1. So we don't require the check for crack width, okay. Now, so that is how we found that that our section is found to be okay in serviceability, okay. Now coming to the design of base ground slab resting on 100 mm thick hard course base of pcc, providing minimum 200 mm thickness of the base slab. So we know that the minimum steel that is to be provided when the base slab thickness is 200 mm is, okay. Let me show you the figure. Just refreshing the memories, okay. This is for ground slab, okay. So when our slab is up to 200 mm, then we have to take d by 2 into 1 meter into 0.3. That is our minimum percentage of steel that is to be provided at top, and no reinforcement at bottom has to be provided, okay. So okay, and now this is what we are taking. See, the figure which we saw above is kept over here. Okay, so the minimum area of steel required is 0.3 into d by 2 into the 1000 mm divided by 100, that is 300 mm square. That is to be provided in both the directions, x and y, okay. Okay. Now, actually, in case of water tank resting on ground, when the water tank is filled, then there will be a downward pressure due to liquid, and that pressure will be nullified by the upward pressure of the soil below the slab, right? But when the water tank is empty, there is no water, then there will be upward pressure below this slab due to the dead weight of this base slab, okay. So that pressure is very small, and by providing minimum steel in both the direction, you can easily satisfy the design, okay. So we will provide minimum steel in both the direction at the top for the base slab, okay. So we'll provide 8 mm dia about 165 mm center to center in both the direction. Let me show the detail, okay. So we can see this is base slab. We are providing only top steel, no steel is provided at bottom. So we are providing 8 mm dia about 165 mm in both the direction. I, you can see I over here, I is 8 mm about 165 mm. You can see J 8 mm about 165 mm, okay. So this is how we provide the steel in the base slab. Now let us come to the design of cover slab. This is cover slab, this is lx, this is ly, this is 5 meters, this is 6 meters, okay. So now We are assuming the depth of roof slab as 275. Our aspect ratio is 1.2. It is a simply supported two-way slab. Self weight is 6.875. Floor finish is 1. Live load is 1.5. Total load is 9.375 kN per meter square. From table 27 of IS 456 2000, page 91, take moment coefficient. Alpha x positive is 0.084. Alpha y positive is 0.059. Mx is found to be 19.687. My is found to be 13.828. Now we will check the required depth for the maximum moment D, and we will check whether the provided is okay or it is not okay, right? So again, using table 71, in case of cover slab, we are taking minimum percentage of steel as 0.3. So the corresponding coefficient m by bd square corresponding to 0.3 is 0.363. So we are taking 0.363 over here, and we are taking the maximum moment, so that is 19.6875. So for that moment, the minimum depth required is 232, and we have provided 235. So we have provided greater than required, so it is okay. So we can find AST1 using this formula. So this is the moment. Okay, so AST1 is found to be 749. Okay, the found is to be spacing found to be is to be 1000 into area of bar divided by AST, and AST we are taking 12 mm dia bar, so area of bar is 113, so that is equal to 1000 into 113 divided by 749. The spacing required is 150 mm center to center, so we will be providing 12 mm dia bars being steel about 150 mm center to center in both the directions. Okay, let me show you in the figure. Okay, so this is our cover slab. Okay, so we are providing 12 mm dia bar about 150 mm center to center in both direction. So this is L. Okay, you can see L, that is 12 mm about 150 mm. This is K, you can see that is 12 mm about 150 mm. Now over here we will provide 50% of the steel as bent up at the top. Okay, so the spacing of steel over here will become 12 mm about 300 mm center to center at bottom and top, right? So we have to check for the shear over here. So the area of steel has to be found with spacing of 12 mm dia about 300 mm. Okay, so first we will find the AST provided at the support. So AST provided support is 1 meter into area of bar divided by spacing 300. This is equal to 376.66 mm square. Okay, now we will use this steel for finding the percentage, for finding the tau c, that is the permissible shear stress in concrete at the section near the support, right? So first we will find V. Okay, so we will take a 1 meter strip over here. So area of this strip is 1 meter. In 1 meter is the width into this length. This is 5 meters, so this is 5 divided by 2, that is 2.5 meters. So 1 into 2.5 is the area into W, that is the load in kilonewton per meter square. We will get V, which has to be, we will get the shear force in kilonewton, that is to be taken by this section, right? So V is equal to 1 into Lx by 2 into W, that is equal to 23.4375. So nominal shear stress tau V is equal to V divided by BD, that is found to be 0.099. Now we have to find the PT for finding the tau C. So PT is equal to 100 into AST provided at support divided by BD. AST provided at the support is 376.66. So PT is found to be 0.16. Okay, so using table 23 of IS 456 2000, page 84, working stress method for M30 grade concrete, permissible shear stress is 0.246, which is greater than nominal shear stress tau v, nominal shear stress tau v greater than tau c is greater than tau v, that is 0.099. Okay, so it is safe in shear, right? So this is the summary reinforcement for wall, base and cover slab. This is for wall. This is the reinforcement we have provided in walls, that is long side and short side. In base, this is the steel we provided at top and bottom. This is the steel we have provided in cover slab at top and bottom. Okay, now the next step is we have to do the design for this strip footing. Okay, so first we have to find the load transferred from this trapezoidal part of slab to the wall. Okay, so equivalent UDL WE for the trapezoidal load of slab is given by this formula. So I have kept this formula, and from that I got the UDL, the equivalent UDL is 18 kilonewton per meter. Okay, so the load transfer to the wall is 18 kilonewton per meter. Now let us find the self weight. Self weight is found to be zero point 0.6 into height of the wall is 4.125 into 25, that is 62.25 kilonewton per meter, right? So total P is equal to this load plus this load, that is 80.25. Okay, so simple. For finding the width of the strip, it is P divided by SBC. P divided by SBC. SBC is 150. This is equal to 535 mm. So 535 mm width is required, but our width, our thickness of the footing is 600. So we will provide 75 mm projection on both sides and make the width of the strip as 750 mm. Okay, 600 plus 75 plus 75, that is equal to 750 mm, and we will provide a depth of this strip footing as 300 mm, which is found to be okay when checked for the shear. Okay, and we will provide minimum steel reinforcement, that is 0.3 over here, which is found to be okay for taking the moment. Okay, because the projection is only 0.75 mm, right? So only minimum steel will be has to be provided, that is required as per code, that is 0.3%, right? So the 0.3% we are taking, we get steel area as 750 mm square. So we'll provide 12 mm about 150 mm center to center as main steel, and distribution as 8 mm about 165 mm. Let me show you in the figure. Okay, this is the main steel for the strip footing. Okay, and this round dots are the distribution steel for the strip footing. So M we can see over here that I have provided 12 mm dia about 150 mm center to center, and this distribution steel is N I have provided 8 mm about 165 mm center to center. Okay, so this is how we do the design of a rectangular tanks resting on ground using approximate method, right? Now this is the complete detailing. Okay, this is plan, and this is the cross section at AA. Okay, elevation at AA. So let me just go through this. A is the horizontal reinforcement for the short span required on the liquid face, that is 16 mm dia about 120 mm. B is the horizontal reinforcement at the outer face of the short wall, and that is alternate 12 mm dia and 10 mm dia about 150 mm. Then C is the horizontal reinforcement of the long wall on the liquid face, that is equal to 16 mm dia about 125 mm. D is the horizontal reinforcement at the outer side face. Okay, a remote face you can say, and the steel is equal to 16 mm dia about 150 mm center to center. This is the vertical steel required on the for the long wall on the liquid face, that is E, and that is equal to 112 mm about 175 mm center to center. This is the vertical steel required on the outer face of the long wall, that is F, and that is equal to 12 mm about 175 mm center to center. Okay, now when we cut this section, this is the vertical steel for the short wall, right? So this is G. Okay, so G is 12 mm dia about 175 mm center to center, that is vertical steel near the liquid phase, and the vertical steel on the remote side, that is H, that is equal to 12 mm dia about 175 mm center to center. And so this is how such detail can be produced. I have shown the complete detail over here in form of table. Okay, okay. Now, giving a little bit brief regarding case 2, that when L by B is greater than 2, okay, the long wall is designed as a cantilever from the base, and the short wall are designed as cantilever at the bottom for a height larger of this 1 meter or h by 4, and the upper portion of the short wall is designed as supported on long wall. Okay, so let me explain. When the long wall in this case is totally designed as a cantilever wall, right? So you can see this will act as a cantilever wall. Okay, when the ratio L by B is greater than 2. Okay, so the the vertical moment due to this vertical action is given by this formula, WH cube by 6. Okay, that is formula for vertical moment along the wall at the base. This is figure 3. Okay, now coming to the short wall. In short wall, this portion, this purple portion will act as a cantilever wall, right? That is for height h, where h is to be taken greater of h by 4 or 1 meter. Okay, this portion has to be designed for the cantilever action. That is formula for vertical moment of the short wall at the base. It is given by this formula, W into h square by 6. Okay, now this portion is to be taken as supported on the long wall. Okay, this portion is this portion. Okay, and this is supported on the long wall. So for that you have to take away the moment over here as WL square by 12. Okay, so formula for horizontal moment in the short wall at support is W B square. Sorry, this is width, so this is B, right? So it is B square by 12. Okay, this is the pressure acting over here, that is W into this height, that is W into H minus H. Okay, this into B square divided by 12, right? Similarly at center, this is going to be hogging moment, negative, and this is going to be positive moment at midspan. Okay, this is taken as WL square by 16. Okay, I mean over here it is B, so W B square by 16. Okay, so W is W into H minus H. Okay, into B square divided by 16. Okay, so this is the moment for which you have to design the wall for the sagging moment, or you can say the horizontal moment at the midspan. Okay, now direct tension in case of short wall is to be taken as W into H minus H, and in case of long wall it is to be taken as W into H minus H into B divided by 2. So once you find the moments, you do the analysis using this formula, then the design part remains the same as we just saw above. Okay, so the design steps remain the same as for the case 1, that is when L by B is less than 2. Design criteria does not change. Only the formulas for finding the moments changes. Okay, so please visit website mmsprogramcivil.com for this video and PDF. I hope you must have found this video useful. Thank you.